So we just left this appointment.
Yeah. I'm not even sure what to tell you guys as far as what this person does.
A lot of different forms of treatment.
Yeah.
I guess you could.
Yeah.
It would take some time to explain.
But
We don't.
yeah. I guess maybe not even going to go into it because I can't do it justice. Everything that he explained a lot of stuff. So he actually started nursing school and then went down to Texas and interned with this place. Anyways.
The King method?
The King method, yeah.
Yeah, the King method.
Yeah. It's manual stuff with my body, kind of to help.
The lymphatic system.
Yeah. Like the gist of it is, maybe kind of the gist of it is that the cancer comes from like in our immune system not doing its job, which I've heard that a lot before, but it's like the messages aren't getting through the lymph system to the spleen to let the spleen know that there are cells that they need to take care of. We're probably not doing that any justice. But we really liked him, and he said we would know really quickly whether or not it's helping, and he also said that, you know, he didn't say that he can cure me, he didn't say that I wouldn't have to do conventional treatment, anything like that. It was like, let's give this a go for a little while, and we're gonna next time I go in, we're gonna look at my blood. We should, like I said, he said we should be able to tell pretty quickly if it's helping or not, and everything that he does is something that I can do along with conventional treatments if I have to go that way, and everything that he does would just help my body during that process of conventional treatments, of kind of cleaning up the mess that's left behind, was the way that he described it, which is how that's a great way to describe how I feel about my body after conventional treatments.
But he's also an environmentalist specialist when it comes to they can find out through the blood, like you said, a lot of times pesticides are the cause of cancer.
Yeah, and so that's one thing we'll check next time we see him, is to see what's going on in my blood. And he does live blood. We do look at live blood versus, whereas, you know, you go to the lab and you get your blood drawn, it's killed, and it's, you know, it's stained and looked at that way. This will be looking at live blood to see what we see. I don't know. How do you feel? It was.
Thank you, Mackenzie.
I haven't been using people's names on here, so maybe we could just cut that out. I will thank her privately. I'm cautiously optimistic because I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm optimistic, but I'm cautiously optimistic because I feel like every time we find something new, we tend to get really excited about it. But one thing that I liked about this is completely different than anything that we've learned. And it's doing something mechanical with my body.
Along with supplements. And
it doesn't negate anything that I've been doing, with maybe one caveat. But it doesn't, where that's been my struggle here lately, is that like I find all this information, I read and I find all this information, and for the most part everything's pretty similar, but then I'll like find something that's like completely, that contradicts something, that like, oh, like this thing is good, oh, but it's not in this case, or this is good, oh, but then it's not in this case, and that's been really frustrating. I talked about that in another video. It's like being tossed to and fro constantly, thinking I have good information and then finding out maybe not, and trying to discern constantly what's good and what's bad, and what's good and what's bad for me. One thing he touched on just briefly, and this is not his, you know, he's not a nutritionist, but this has come up a lot lately, is the diet. So I went raw vegan about a month ago, and I will say that when I first went raw vegan, I was definitely not eating enough. I have gotten a lot better about that. That's probably contributed to the weight loss, which I expect that there's always going to be some weight loss when you're switching to a diet like that. But I've heard from a couple people lately, and I've heard like keto before, but I've not heard great things about like meat and it feeding cancer, and it's high in methionine, and so But we talked about my blood type, which is something we just talked to yesterday to our friend in Georgia about, because my blood type is O negative, and if you eat for your blood type, I'm O is
meat. It's fat and protein.
And so he talked about how it can be
counterproductive.
The other day I mentioned this too. It can be really raw vegan can be really hard on your body. And he touched on that if you have always eaten vegan or always eaten raw vegan, then that's not that big of a deal. But to make such a drastic change can actually cause more stress on the body. Not his words. Because it's essentially taking resources, it's taking energy
in your body,
from my body to break down all of this food that it is not used to having to do.
And then he also said your microbiomes, like your body hasn't created those microbiomes to take on.
So like digestive enzymes, right? So like my body isn't used to creating massive amounts of these 2 digestive enzymes that I would need to help break down the raw diet. So that was just, he was like, just his 2 cents for what it's worth. That's just his opinion, that it would be good for me to add in fat.
Nuts.
We talked about fat, yeah. Which, man, I've been looking for like avocados for fat. Turns out avocados aren't good with O blood, or they're not. I don't remember exactly what he said about that, but it's not like that should be my primary source of fat, which is a bummer. So I guess I need to find myself some pasture-raised meat. We've not been eating good meat because we've been tight on money, so we've just been eating grocery store meat for a while. And so I think I need to get some pasture-raised meat if I incorporate it into my diet, even just a couple times a week, to get some more fat and some more protein. And I think that will make me feel better. I had some grass-fed beef from Brother Dustin last week, and that I felt full for like the first time in a month. So I think that I will start doing that, and also incorporating some lightly cooked vegetables in addition to what I'm doing. Like, I'll still keep doing my big salad because I know that's all really nutritious. Oh, and the juicing though, he did say that the juicing actually isn't part of that, because the juicing it's already kind of broken down. So then my body doesn't have to do all that breaking down. So I'll continue juicing and maybe do the salad as like, I think I'll continue what I'm doing, just add to it. That makes sense. Here's $60. Need gone ASAP. Pick up in Lee Summit. Barely used lash bed.
Well, we got enough room in our bedroom for that.
Yeah, or in the office too.
Yeah, or in the office. But we gotta sit in there for a while, so the TV might as well be in there. So we might as well move that desk that you have in your bedroom and just put a massage table there.
So I didn't know this was a thing until I was at Hannah's laying on her table last time. And then the massage lady, but they make heated massage tables. That's Hannah's is heated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is nice.
So he gave us exercises to stimulate your lymphatic system.
So my homework with him is to sit in a sauna every day, or well, he said like 3 to 5 times a week.
Yeah, at least 3 to 4.
And to sit in there for 15 minutes beyond when I start sweating. So the good news is I've been doing that for a while. I'll just make sure to keep doing it, and now have like a reason for it. And then we have these, I don't know what you would even call them, things that I have to do that just is going to help stimulate lymph. I don't even know. I feel like that's not even doing it justice. I mean, we were there for about an hour and 40 minutes with him. So I'm not doing it any justice. But anyways, it's very simple little things. Some of them I do to myself. Some of them Jason will have to do with me. And it's literally just like pressure on different parts of the lymph system to help open. Oh, that's what it was. He talked a lot about
I think his analogy was
vasoconstriction.
Yeah, and it was kind of like acupuncture in a sense.
Yeah, did he say that?
Where it's stimulating.
Yeah, so we'll start implementing these things right away. going and continue adding in some of the things I got. SEAC tea is one of the teas I wanted to do. My sweet friend from Georgia ordered me that, and I just got it today, so I'll start taking that tomorrow. And they're still I've been slowly picking up like the supplements and stuff, because it's just like it's a lot of expense, and it's a lot to take, and I want to be wise about it. I don't want to take things that would be counterproductive for my type of cancer, or just, I'm not in a position to just throw everything but the kitchen sink at it. I need to be wise with the donations that have come in. I want to be wise with that money, and so that I make the best of it, and not waste it. Like, for example, I don't know if I talked about this in another video, but I talked to a lady on the phone last week, and it's kind of like German new medicine stuff. Really interesting. It sounds great, but it was just like six coaching sessions. They wanted $5,000. Now, if I was made out of money, I would probably do it. It sounds like it would be helpful, but $5,000? That cuts down on anything else that I can do. I have very limited funds to work with, so I guess that's my prayer too, is like, I want to be wise. I don't want to be stingy and hold on to it and not do anything, but I want to be wise and use it strategically and with wisdom to get the most out of it.
So next steps are, we are waiting for an appointment with this gentleman, and then you will do a fast, and he will draw blood, and we will know a lot more after we leave there.
Yeah.
So, see y'all on the next